First, let us see. So, we'll see the Hooke's joints. And the Hooke's joints, I have in the last class I have told that the Hooke's joint consists of, what is the Hooke's joints? First things, Hooke's joint is for connecting two shafts. Then yes, then connecting two shafts. So this shaft is the input shaft and this is the output shaft. Then in this input shaft one motor is there, and from the motor power will be I want to transmit. Sorry. Now it is visible. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes. So there is the two shafts. So one is the input shaft and another is the output shaft. So in the input shaft motor is connected, and in the output shaft there is one machines. But the problem here is that this motor is on the foundations fixed, but here that machine can vibrate, can go up and down. Now can go up and down. If this end is fixed and this end is flexible, that means it's go up and it can vary, it can go in any directions, it can go up, down, in this direction, it has any degree of freedom, all degree of freedom, it can go up and down, it can go this side, this side. So this shaft is left free. But what will happen if this shaft is fixed here and this shaft, and had it been one shaft, there is a chance of breakage, because when it is going, then if this is fixed here, so there is a chances the shaft will break. Then what is the solutions? Then solution is that the Hooke's joint. That's why this joint is called universal Hooke joint or universal coupling. Hooke's coupling or Hooke's joints, universal joint or universal coupling. Why? We are coupling between the two shafts. You see here this is the input shaft and this is the one fork. This end is the called fork. It can go any direction. So what I do it, I connect with these Hooke's joints. You just see the constructions. This is fixed. Now if this fluctuate, only this fork will go up and down. This fork will go up and down. But here how the forks are connected, you see the connections. This is the input shaft, there is a fork, then there is this is called crosspiece, then there is the outer fork, and there is the shaft. That is how the power is transmitted. The power is from motor to input shaft to the fork to, this is the crosspiece, then crosspiece to output fork, and then output shaft. Then power is transmitted. If this do like that, then nothing will happen. This will remain steady. This will remain steady. And only these things, this will only about this center, because this fork is fixed, this end and this end. Then crosspiece will remain same, but only about these two centers the fork will go up and down, and nothing will happen to the input fork and the crosspiece. The position of them will remain same. If the machine vibrates like that, only this output fork, the output shaft and the output fork will go up and down. Nothing will happen to the input fork, input shaft and crosspiece. So that means the motor is fixed, but the machine can vibrate. Isn't where this is applications? Then what is the components are there? Then I can say there the components are two shafts, input shafts and output shafts, and two forks and one crosspiece. Crosspiece also can be of different types. That's yesterday I have told. Once more I am repeating. So this may be a crosspiece. Here is a crosspiece, or maybe a circular, or maybe a cube type, like that. Okay. Now if we see this, you see where we connect. So suppose this is the one shaft, this is the called propeller shaft, and this is two end, there is a flexible, there is this end, so this end is the universal joint, then this shaft can do like this movement, nothing will happen to this here. If the flexible joint is there, nothing will happen. I will show you in a better way, in other way. Now let us show another things, how it's functioning. This video also I have shown in the last class, so let us show again. Here this video, so this is the input shaft, motor is connected in here, this is the fork, and this cross piece is in the form of the cube, and here we are connecting, this is the output fork and this is the output shaft. If you just see it, if you observe monitor the movement of this, you will observe what is the characteristics of this. Characteristic is that in the angular velocity, that means RPM of the input shaft is constant, but the output shaft RPM or angular velocity is not constant. It is changing. Continuously. It is changing. That means sometimes the RPM is maximum and sometimes the RPM is minimum. So that's why. So it will have a constant omega. So input shaft will have a constant omega, but the output shaft will be sometimes will be a omega max. That means maximum angular velocity. If I know the angular velocity, I can know the RPM. Omega is 2 pi n by 60. Omega is equal to angular velocity is equal to 2 pi n by 60. If I know the omega angular velocity, I will also know the RPM also. So it is the fluctuations of angular velocity, also you can say it is a fluctuation of RPM. So that means this output shaft, sometimes it will have a maximum RPM and sometimes it will have a minimum RPM. Then what is the fluctuations? W max minus omega max minus omega minimum, or capital N max minus N minimum. So okay. Now here, so up to these portions, so now I will show you another things. What is the applications? What is the application? In this case of application, let us come to our, now let's start here. So okay. Now in the last class I have a applications. I have told you, suppose there is an engine is there. So this is my engine. In engine is what is happening. I will show you another video. Engine is power is produced. How? Because there is a cylinder is there, piston is there, engines. So from this power is going to, first is going to, I am showing the your schematic diagram, the box. So then it is going to the flywheel. Flywheel to, it is going to, power is going to clutch box. Then power is going to gearbox. From gearbox to propeller shaft. And the propeller shaft to differential. This end is the differential. And then from differential to rear wheels. So there are so many components. This is the rear wheels. So many components are there. Power is producing here, then it is going to the flywheel, then clutch box, gearbox, and the propeller. Here the problem is that this end is these portions. Up to these portions, so you know, up to these portions, these are fixed where? That where is the car